Okay, so we've seen some ways to use our cofunctions. Now we're going to look at some examples where we can actually use it to solve equations. So, for example, suppose we said solve for theta. We'll just do a couple of examples where we can solve for theta. And I'll give you the equation here. So maybe in the first equation we have secant of theta equals cosecant of 2 theta plus 30. Be very careful to pay attention to the difference between theta and 0. This says 2 theta, not 20. So be really careful about that. It's easy to get tricked by the theta into thinking it's a 0. But anyhow, so when we have an equation like this, where we have cofunctions that are set equal to each other, we know that if cofunctions are if two function values are equal and they're cofunctions, what we know then is that the angles are complementary. And to be complementary means that if you add the two angles together, you get 90 degrees. So what that means is that since I have cofunctions here, these two angles have to be complementary, right? So since these two are cofunctions, my angles are complementary. So if the angles are complementary, that means that they must add together to equal 90. And once I've got this, all I need to do is go ahead and solve for theta using my inverse operations. So we know that theta plus 2 theta is 3 theta plus 30. Again, careful, 3 theta plus 30. Be careful that you distinguish between zeros and theta. And now I'm just solving for theta using inverses. I'll subtract 30 from both sides. 3 theta equals 60. Divide by 3. Theta equals 20 degrees. And we've solved for theta. If you want, you could plug it back into the original equation to check and see, but they'll end up being equal. So that's the idea. If two cofunctions are set equal to each other, then their angles must be complementary. Okay? Just to be clear, that means add to 90. If two cofunctions are set equal to each other, their angles must add to 90. That's what allows us to write this equation here that we can then just solve using basic inverse operations. So we'll just do one more to practice this. Make sure we're feeling good about it. 3 theta, sine of 3 theta minus 15 equals cosine of 2 theta plus 10. Go ahead and pause the video for a minute and see if you can work through that equation. All right, so hopefully, let's see how you did. Hopefully you did well here. Again, we're noticing right away sine and cosine are cofunctions, which means if they're set equal to each other, the angles are complementary. So if we take one angle, 3 theta minus 15, and we add the other angle, 2 theta plus 10, we have to get 90 degrees. 3 theta minus 15 plus 2 theta minus 10 equals 90. Now we can solve for theta. 3 theta plus 2 theta equals 5 theta. Negative 15 plus 10 is minus 5. And it all equals 90. Now we're just doing inverses. 5 theta will equal 95 when we add 5 to both sides. We'll divide by 5 on both sides. And 95 minus 5 is 19. So hopefully we all got theta equals 19 degrees. Okay, so there it is. That's how we use cofunctions. You guys are going to have some homework tonight where you get to practice using those cofunctions, and that is it for new material in chapter 10. So practice with cofunctions tonight, and then the next couple of days we'll make sure we got lots of review time so you're ready for your chapter 10 test next week.